I'm excited for the future of Command & Conquer style RTSs, and it's been a long time since I've said something like that. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, Capshack here, and welcome to for the first time in a long time, I'm pumped for the future of base building strategy games, specifically those from the Westwood Studios type.
I'm escaping to the one place that hasn't been corrupted by capitalism. Space!
But, growing up with Command & Conquer, Red Alert, OG StarCraft, Total Annihilation, Supreme Commander, the RTS genre is near and dear to my heart. And now, we seem to be right at this nexus of incoming strategy games. Today, we're gonna look at the 3 upcoming titles that really harken back to the golden age of the 90s Westwood Studios style strategy games. So we're limiting the field, one of which I've had the chance to play this very weekend because it just came out. First up, we're looking at a more modern take on the classic, Tempest Rising. Instead of going for 2D sprite style, the devs have gone full 3D, with detailed models and splashy effects. We've actually had a chance to play this over its development with a single-player campaign teaser demo that they gave us access to, and then more recently a multiplayer demo. This one plays very similarly to the later Command & Conquers and Red Alert games, with silos needed for holding extra resources when you reach your cap, and power systems that shut down if you haven't put down a new reactor or just forgot, or an engineer took one over and sold the dang thing, to the map design and even the unit types. Even the story is about a rare poison resource that's growing out from the ground in patches to be mined. The 2 factions do have some fun variety with units like the heavy tank for the GDF. Yep, the GDF, totally not the GDI, whose heavy tank can deploy into an artillery siege tank. Sounds a little familiar, looking at you, Blizzard. To the Dynasty's mobile refining vehicle that actually deploys and releases drones and is where it drops them off, which is kind of unique. I like that. I think that's pretty cool. Overall, the demo's been fun, and I look forward to hopefully a totally over-the-top campaign storyline, though I do worry it's gonna be a little bit too much like its inspiration, which many of us have played so much of with so much experience into it that could feel a bit samey, maybe a bit stale. Oh, and be warned, if you do have a chance to play it, the AI knows how to take advantage of engineer rushing, and it's so frustrating. Next up is a game I haven't had a chance to play, but I desperately want to. This is honestly the one that I'm most hyped for, but I have no idea when it's coming out, and that is Dwarf, Real-Time Strategic Conflict. The first thing you notice is how insane the sprites are. Like, look at the animations and the detail. I love this. Taking what is super familiar style of isometric top-down and then cranking it up to 11, from seeing wheels fly off and vehicle explosions to animations with giant robots, and visually this game is on the top of the list. We've seen everything from intricately detailed base defenses and battleships, air units, walkers, APC transports that can have like artillery and change how they function based on who's in the back of them. Variety here is the name of the game. Speaking of names, what is Dwarf? The best that I can tell is that all the units are dwarves, so maybe that's it, or it's attached to the German translation for village? Not really sure, but the talk is this one is going to have far more infrastructure in the logistics sides of the gameplay. Building a large economic chain to supply your mass Zeppelin army, that was in one of the trailers. I'm really hoping this one also has a co-op campaign. That'd be really cool, guys. While all the games in this list have been confirmed multiplayer, this one is gonna have 3 factions, and there's expected to be more content and or factions after release, so we could be seeing a lot more content over this one for quite a long time, whenever we get our hands on it. All right, lastly, the game that inspired this video, Battlefall State of Conflict, which we were spending all weekend basically playing over on Twitch. This one dropped literally this week in early access. And while I never recommend early access games, as I personally find playing a finished product is far more rewarding, I was given a key for Battlefall, and it's not half bad. And what we get isn't half bad. 17 maps for multiplayer with a max of 2 players and up to 6 bots, 9 missions and like the storyline kind of missions for the GDI-like EFnet, 2 factions overall that you can play as with some interesting art, though the EFnet helicopters need a little bit of work. You can tell that this one is made probably from a smaller team. It doesn't have the detailed sprites as the other games that we've talked about on this list, and it feels more like indie coming together. It does have some fun mechanics though, and from the missions I've played, it's got a really silly over-the-top, just a right amount of over-the-top campaign style.
Wow, that was interesting.
You think he meant to do that?
You know what? I have never previously considered why any of these freaks did anything at all.
I'm considering getting the hell out of here.
Multiplayer is available even in the demo, so there's more to play right now than in the other games, which you can't really play. And it might hold us off until Dwarf drops. Oh, and warning, some of the units' dialogue, while each one is custom, isn't perfectly balanced level-wise. Some of them are a lot louder, and some of them are a lot lower, and some of the sound effects don't really line up, so keep that in mind as it is early access. Hopefully we'll see that get developed farther down the line. But heads up if you decide to give it a go. Shaq, you say exasperatedly, where is Broken Arrow or Dust Fronts? And while I am very excited for those titles, specifically Dust because of its crazy art style, I don't think they fit into this Westwood style that this video is kind of focused on. We really should hit up the upcoming Homeworld-inspired RTSs as well. There are a lot of space RTSs coming out, like Falling Frontier and Era 1. We've got the Sins release that just happened, and they've got a bunch of updates planned, and of course the mods that are coming for that. There's a Star Trek mod for Sins that's gonna get their update, and I love the original Star Trek Armada 3. There's so much on the way. Man, I'm starting to get really hyped for the future of RTSs. Like the genre that's gone from damn near completely dead as a doornail and then crawled its way back with a few minor releases to stuff that we've started getting over the last couple of years, like Starship Troopers Terran Command, and I really like that Terminator game that no one else seemed to like. There's a lot out there, so yeah, I'm getting hyped. But if I missed any, I'm sure I have, because there's a lot of titles on the way. What's on your list of upcoming RTSs that maybe I can put in another future list that I can be excited for? Do we have any that are like right around the corner that I haven't seen? Let me know, I'm curious. Anyways, I hope you all have enjoyed the video. I hope you're excited as I am for what's on the way, and I will see you in the next one. Take care, bye-bye now.
Moving, going northwards.
I'm considering getting the hell out of here.